Hello YouTube. How you doing? I have a confession to make and an apology to offer. I have restarted Xcom since my last video, and I've even played 3 or 4 missions without pressing record, so those are forever lost into the digital ether. Only those who saw them live on Twitch will know their true glory. So unfortunately you're going to have to just make do with a missing hour at the beginning of this series of XCOM videos. Good evening, Deathlord 402, and don't listen to Rip YouTube people. He's just upset. He's just as upset as I am that the YouTube record button wasn't pressed. But do not fret, YouTubers, because I know you've seen me. You've seen me going on and on. You've seen me going on and on about all this microscopy corner gubbins, and about how the secret stuff is so cool and how you should come and watch it. Well, this time, because I've missed out so much of the game, I'm going to show you a microscopy corner. I'm going to record it and leave it in. Does that sound generous? Does that sound like something I should do? I think I'm going to do it. So yeah, we are going to play one more mission of XCOM, and then we're going to finish with a microscopy corner finale, which should be good, because not only do I have pre-recorded footage of a rather spectacular beetle, I have also managed to secure a pair of crane flies engaged in the act of love-making, or making whatever passes for love in the insect kingdom. Yes, all that Google Plus nonsense is a bit annoying, but I've finally figured it all out and set it all up, so it's all good. Anyway, enough of this jibber jabber, enough tomfoolery and madness. Let's quickly do this in the background just to make sure Microscopy Corner actually works this time, because I had the wrong footage in before. There we go, that'll work now. Okay, apologies everyone, let's get right back into the action, because it's been too much procrastinating. What's the situation we're in currently? The Scoundrel M, myself, has been on 3 missions and is still active. Good. Abakekana, who's going to be renamed pretty quickly, let me tell you, is wounded for 7 days. Jiminy Crime, of course, also been on 3 missions, still active, and another no-name red shirt, ready for the slaughter, is also mentioned on there, but let's not dwell too much on them. They're not that exciting. Few soldiers. Okay, so Deathlord, the 402nd, you will obviously be a heavy. Here we go. So, let's customize death, and let's hope that you can survive longer than the single mission I managed to keep you alive last time. Deathlord 402. This is a true resurrection. In fact, not a resurrection, this is a reincarnation. You died and you've come back as a new soldier. Yes, sadly that seems to be a recurring theme from the previous game. People are dying on their first mission. A bit of randomness, randomization, and stop. Okay, that is a rather severe blue haircut, but nonetheless, it looks good. Where are you from? What's this flag? Is that Zimbabwe? I don't know. But it's good enough. It's good enough. So, it seems that we've lost our other viewer temporarily, or maybe permanently. Who knows? So we'll wait before we put their name in the roster. That is true. We are still in early days, Deathlord, at the moment, so I'm still taking it carefully and playing to win. But we'll see how long that lasts. I get the feeling that XCOM might make me take a few attempts before I get anywhere that's any good. So, I'm not playing anything on the stream tonight apart from my... There's no point playing YouTube videos to then post on YouTube. It's very, very meta, very recursive. Sounds painful. Anyway, where are we? Have we got research? We've got everything. Let's just get into the mission control. Let's just see what happens. Scan for activity. Something happen over Nigeria, please. Oh, we've got an abduction sites.
Several reported abductions
United
via the
States,
Hollow Road. I've got the coordinates locked in.
Argentina, or Germany. We could get a new recruit from Germany. 4 engineers from the United States. I think that's what we want. That's what we want. The 4 engineers. It's only a moderate difficulty too. So of course we're taking Squaddy Lord. We'll take me as well. Let's clear out that frag grenade and stick a med pack in there. Far more useful. Let's edit the unit. In fact, let's not edit the unit. Let's clear the unit. Who can we have? Oh, they're all on the mission. Okay, we may as well just go for Mikhail Morozov. And we'll give him a delightful little medkit. Oh, so useful. Okay, so everyone's got medkits. We've got all of our ranking characters. We've got a heavy, we've got a support, and we've got a sniper. That seems like a meaningful combo. That's it. They'll look at your hair and go, "Oh, crikey, that's a bold statement. That's an extravagant look." Ah, one moment, please. Apologise for leaning back out of shot there, but I've got a new beer.
Touching down.
Ah, lovely. Okay, ready to begin the assault. Is there anything I need to do in preparation? No, I've got my beer. I think we're good. We're all good.
Our AO is within the continental United States.
I'm not playing it.
We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan
I'll mod
area.
someone and I'll make them put you on
Get down there and
timeout.
eliminate any hostiles.
Don't spam your link. Sweep the abduction site again, identify threats again, and neutralize all hostile targets. Operation Glass Sleep. Getting wasted. I'm already pretty wasted. I've had a beer. I'm not a big drinker.
Solid copy, Big Sky. Strike 1 is cleared to engage.
Okay, so I always find this first moment of deployment to be the most stressful part of these missions, because you're never quite sure which way am I going, where the enemy going to come from, what direction should I take cover in. It all gets a little bit too much. But for now, I see a clear path. We move into the building and attempt to turn it into a bloodbath, a meat grinder.
Okay, USA.
There you go. I wonder if anyone will recognise these film quotes.
Aren't you a little old for video games?
Aren't you a little old for video games?
Groovy. Come to daddy.
I apologise, I'm just getting a little bit carried away there with the soundboard that I've installed. It's foolish of me, I know, but please, just humour me for now. Right, the sniper can hunker down. Lord will take you up here to this car. On Overwatch. And Morozov, the red shirt, run up to the door. Apologies to any Russians watching. That accent was probably marginally offensive. Ah, okay, yes. So we'll keep Jiminy at the back. You there, boy! To the back! Not the front. The back. Now, actually, this is not looking as fruitful. Looking over here, there's alien gear and stuff, so that indicates to me that there might be aliens up there. And again, buildings, they feel safe, they feel comfortable, they feel like cover, where in fact, you're basically just standing next to a horribly destructible wall. I apologise for the substandard accents. I'm very poor at accents. Favourite game of all time? That's a bit of a bombshell to drop. That's a call that takes careful consideration. I mean, there's so many great games. You know, just the tip of my tongue, I want to say Dwarf Fortress, but then I think about it, and that's not my greatest game of all time. No, it's got to be something else. What else is there, though? There's so many games. There's so many great games. Now I've gone into a deep reverie. I'm sitting here thinking, what games are great? Okay, Morozov, you're coming up to here.
Look sharp, enemies rolling up.
I strictly only use exploding cover. Yes, UFO Enemy Unknown on the Amiga was a fantastic game. The Amiga was a fantastic machine as well. I don't know how worldwide it was. Because I know we definitely had it here in the UK, but I'm not really familiar with the market penetration, as it were. There was also the Atari ST at the same time. Fallout 3 very good, but personally I think Fallout 2 beats it slightly. Just the whole thing feels better. The story's good, the writing's good, everything's there. Fallout 3 is a great game, don't get me wrong, but I just think that second and first games are slightly better. They have not aged well, they look as ugly as hell, but you know, they were absolute masterpieces then, and they're masterpieces now. Masterpiece. 33%. This is unacceptably low, but we're going to take the odds anyway. Well, a hit's a hit's a hit. Oh, Fallout 2 was just a point and clicky job. It wasn't too hard to control. I mean, it had some idiosyncrasies, but it takes the form of games to giddy new heights. That thing. Fallout 2 was just a masterpiece. I said that already, didn't I? Boom. You can only dash up to cover. But actually, no. You can. Right. You can shoot him. Duh. 38%. Low, but acceptable. Oh, look at that. Sometimes it pays to take the shot. Take the shot. Hello, Scrimpy Data.
Okay, USA.
Howdly doodly. We've just had someone drop the bombshell, Deathlord in fact, that I never played Mega Man X. I just don't know what it's like, so I can't comment on it. But he's dropped the bomb of asking everybody what their favourite game of all time is, which I consider to be an outrageous question. Surely there can't be an answer to that. There's no one greatest game. Or maybe I'm just poor at making choices. Certainly there are greatest games for periods in my life. I mean, One Christmas, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past was just the best game ever. I have to say, the games I favour tend to heavily involve simulation aspects, and I don't mean like flight sims, like interplaying complex systems. I like a game with a lot going on in the background, like simulating environments. Not quite The Sims. I'm not that. The Sims was an interesting diversion occasionally, but I'm not sure. It's not my cup of tea as a game. That was definitely a hit. That was tough titties. So this one can't fucking even see anyone to hit them, and I've taken them ridiculously deep into enemy territory. What am I going to do? One game to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. I mean, there's so many games that I like, but I would feel uncomfortable bestowing greatest game of all time status on. It's like Minecraft. I really enjoy Minecraft, but no way is it the best game ever made. I think a better idea than trying to decide what your favourite game of all time is everybody should pitch in an idea for their perfect game. You know, that game you've always thought, I wish I could make that, or I wish someone would make that. What is that game idea for you? I've got a few of those ideas, but recently a number of times it's been discussed. What we've come to describe as a murder simulator, although strictly speaking that's not true. That's somewhat of a glib description of it. The game would be basically a simulated town on an island. Not simulated, but you know, basically like 7 days of behaviour for all of the inhabitants of the town that just repeats on a loop. And you go into that town either as some kind of movie monster slash slasher killer slash, you know, that kind of affair, some kind of monster murderer, mayhem bringer, and then or you spawn as a cop or someone who's chasing that person down, trying to solve the crime, etc. And when you start playing, even if you're the murderer, you have like a selection of goals and things you have to do, needs you have to fulfill depending on the type of killer you are. It's very grim. It feels like a fantastic idea in principle, but I do fear that perhaps it could be a little bit dark. It could be one of those, you know, it might end up just being like another Postal 2. Train Sim 2015. Good lord. Train sim. I mean, surely that's like go forwards, go backwards. I mean, I'm not sure how much enjoyment I could wring out of a train simulator. Mind you, I see a lot of people, including you, Scrimpy, playing the Euro Truck Simulator and such games, and there must be something to it. I can't imagine you're playing them for no reason whatsoever. I mean, that would be insane. Doing anything for no reason whatsoever is insane. I've got Game Dev Tycoon on my phone, but it's like a limited version as opposed to the one that's available on Steam. I have been eyeing that up. Every time it drops to $3.50 in the sales, I'm like, oh, I could have that. I wouldn't mind playing that. But the problem is, every time that happens, I've been unemployed and then been crippled by guilt with even the idea of spending money on something as frivolous as computer games when I've got a family to feed. So, you know, one day the fates will align, there'll be an awesome Steam sale, and I will have money. I'm not ignoring your messages, Rip. I'm absorbing them. I'm passing them. I'm fully getting their gist. I am, however, now not complying, because I committed to a non-compliant stance early on in this exchange, and now I'm committed to it. I feel it would be foolishness in the highest order to renege on that. I could be a stubborn fellow. Mikhail Morozov, I presume. Let's run him up here ahead, see if he triggers any enemies appearing. He is a red shirt after all, he's not been named. A sacrificial lamb led to the altar of alien slaughter.
What was that?
I have to say, although I'm just said I don't really see the excitement in a train simulator, I have a game that I enjoy which is basically just putting down bus stops and letting the buses drive themselves, so I don't even have the interaction of touching a steering wheel. If people want to listen to the song, they can click on the link themselves. It's there in chat. I don't block links. I mean, maybe I should with all these terrible attacks and credit card scams and whatnot going around, but so far so uneventful, so it's not that bad. Special. It's a special song. I'd like to play you a special song that I wrote for a very special person. Only you can make the darkness bright, etc, etc. Let's not start singing. My son's asleep next door, I can't do that, it'll wake him up. And that would be madness. That would be stream-ending madness. Maybe I could do a YouTube reaction vid.
Oh, it's go time.
Oh, it's go time. Look at them on the stairs. With those nicotinating membranes on their eyeballs. I say, I hate you aliens.
What the hell was that?
What is Beam NG? Sounds like an excellent idea. Free RAM. Whoa. I'm not surprised he missed shooting him through a wall. And that is a ridiculous haircut, by the way, sir. Says a man with no haircut at all. Okay, you can't see him yet, but let's advance up and see what sort of shenanigans are available there. He's facing the wrong way, that's a bit stupid. 58%, more than half, let's give it a go. Boom! This is my boomstick. A quote from a film that most people watching aren't old enough to have seen. Or, well, I'm saying they are plenty old enough to watch it, but will have missed it when it was on. When it came out. Alright, I'll play it after Microscopy Corner when I've said goodbye to the YouTubers. Because if they want to go, they can go to the link. Just post it in the comments on my YouTube channel. I do like it when a game is picked up by a community and then sort of communally worked on. That usually results in pretty nice things. But racing games don't really push my buttons. I'm not a big fan of the old vehicles and automobiles. Okay, so I can't see anybody. Maybe if I run towards the windows I will. Can't really make it. I suppose I'll go here. Why not? Can't hit him. I can go into Overwatch for when I can see him. 78%. Done deal.
Kill confirmed.
Dark Souls definitely has an edge when it comes to helping you understand the experience of death. It may only be a crude facsimile of the actual bereavement process, but sometimes when you lose all those souls, oh, you just know that everything's not going to be all right ever again. Right, there's another one in this building here somewhere, being a pain in the body bot. So, not much in the way of movement options here. I'm going to run her up to that car. Battlefield, to be fair, if I'm going to play a military first-person shooter, that would be the only one for me these days. I really like cooperative play. Actually, there's a thing that I feel is underexplored in first-person shooters: asymmetrical teams. There's a lot of games where the only difference between the two teams fighting each other in the multiplayer is basically the skins. And one of the things that I felt was a big disappointment in that most recent Alien vs Predator reboot, which should have been as good at least as the original PC version, but turned out not to be, was that you get to play totally different types of gameplay versus other people, and it's like, you know, you can kind of choose the creature you want for the appropriate tools for your style of gameplay. I just find it more interesting than having two evenly matched sides. You know, have two wildly divergent sides that, you know, excel in different areas. I'm saying you know a lot, aren't I? That excel in different areas, and then
Back in.
see what happens. I would like the game Stronghold, I bet, but I've never had a chance to play it. I tried to download the free-to-play version and it just wouldn't run on my computer for some reason, so I ended up giving up on it. But I loved Castles back in the day on my old 286 PC. the days of the 286 PCs. I remember when a 486 with 4 or 8 megabytes of RAM was insane. It was like you had something beyond mind-boggling in your front room.
Hey, you hear anything?
Anything that encourages cooperative gameplay, and you know, one of the things I like about Battlefield is no matter how good your individual team are, your individual team members rather, if you've got one team that's not communicating playing another team that is communicating, the team that communicates will win, regardless of skill levels or equipment available to them. The team that communicates has a significant advantage, and that I like. Okay. Well, I think that call tells me that I have to save the game and go straight into Microscopy Corner and finish the stream. So bear with me a moment while I save the game. Let's save over that one. No, we can't. Let's do that. And quit to desktop. And take it into the ID graphic and say, YouTubers, you've never seen this before, but welcome to the wonderful world of Microscopy Corner. Oh, no you don't, sunshine, down you go. Oh dear, it would appear that the intro video didn't play first. My goodness, such fail, such shame. Yes, this is a beetle that I secured from the front of my house yesterday and decided to get some close-up shots of. I have not yet identified its species, but I think you'll agree it's got some rather fascinating little features, if this video clip ever focuses on it. I believe armour is pretty hard. Just to respond to the chat that can't be seen on the screen at the moment, I have been tempted. I've looked at my armour. I've also looked at the Forest game. That looks pretty good. I do like the Survivor maps, the ones where you have to collect stuff and craft. They're always fun to play. This is some of my worst microscopy footage ever. Look at that, it's barely come into focus once. Let's see if we can... yeah, here we go. That's a bit better. Here we go. There. Now this thing is about 2 centimeters long from its tip of its mouth parts, not including the antennae. And I was just sitting on the front of the house as I drove my car onto the driveway. So I just scooted into a tub, brought it in, and started recording. As you do, as one does. I'm a little bit disappointed that this is the first piece of footage that's come up without even showing us the Microscopy Corner intro. That's sad. Luckily, all the people in the chat tonight are veterans, forgiving veterans of the stream who know that my levels of professionalism are somewhat lacking. Here we go, this is in focus. Now look at those legs. They've got that strange, flat, oar-like shape to them. I'm wondering what the purpose of that is. What evolutionary pressures have shaped it thusly? Oh, that would be the sheet on my bed.
Yeah, don't let that start making around everywhere.
Anyway, let's get to the serious stuff. Let's stop looking at these foolish pre-recorded videos and get to the meat of it. I'm going to do some live microscopy. How does that sound? A bit of live microscopy? Is that going to tickle you all? Is that going to push your buttons? Make you happy? Let's do it. Let's do it now.
Microscope, microscopy, microscope, microscopy, 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 microscope.
There we go. I got the intro sorted. You got to see the intro. And here is the live camera that I'll be using now to show you the wonder of cranefly love. Now, I have to be careful because these bad boys fly, although at the moment their insect genitals are locked together in a sexual embrace. I believe they have things called cloacas, but I can't be sure. Now, I'm going to be very foolish. I'm going to open up the tub a little bit and see if I can get the camera inside without letting them free. Oh boy. Well, we have some excellent news. They are inside the camera. And unfortunately, this seems to have disrupted their lovemaking. Oh my god, this tangle of legs is unbelievable. We're not really seeing much here, are we? Where's the cover? It's not available. Let's see if I can zoom out a bit, get a better shot. It would be sad if all we saw were these knees. They keep wiggling themselves into view and then popping out again. Maybe a deeper zoom will reveal some interesting features. I thought this was going to be a good one. I thought this one might be like the dragonfly all over again, but unfortunately not. Here we go. Their frantic movements are perhaps a little bit too much. Oh, hold on. Well, that leg there is definitely in focus. Zoom out a bit more. Are we going to see anything exciting? Show us your faces. Allow us to gaze into your lifeless insect eyes. I say lifeless. They're quite clearly alive. Because I don't kill my subjects if I can help it. I find that to be a little bit rude. You know, I want to learn from them, not destroy them. Although perhaps it works better with dead samples. That's the unfortunate truth of the matter. Oh, almost in focus. Such a shame that the first of my microscopy corners to be committed to YouTube and shown to the world through that medium has to be such a bungling shitstorm. I mean, look at this. I've barely had anything in focus throughout the entire duration other than the palm of my hand. Let's get this in front of them. See them there in the... That's about the best shot we had of them from the webcam. That's sad. Okay, I think I'm going to have to call this one a failure and say that I'm going to put crane flies on the lists of difficult to film insects. What a shame. What a pity. I suppose there's only one thing I can do to make up for that. Oh dear. It would appear that one of the crane flies perhaps got a little bit too tightly acquainted with the mechanism that focuses the lens and has unfortunately met an untimely demise. Oh dear. That is disappointing. I really was kind of hoping to avoid that. Damn. And they're too fragile to pull away from the mechanism. Is that going to work? Did that work? Did I rescue you? No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I did not rescue you. However, as terrible as it is, that means you are that much easier to film. Here is the crane fly, the majestic crane fly, the tragically short-lived crane fly. See, there you go. This is the end. The ends of the two crane flies were locked together, and I don't know if it's possible to easily discern the gender of crane flies, or if perhaps they are maybe hermaphroditic. It's that wing's the problem. If I could unfold that, the thing could probably fly again. Is that possible? Or is that just cruel? Those mouth parts are pretty striking, actually. Good lord. Look at that. That is... I don't know what that is. Let's see if we can get closer. Let's see if the 200 times zoom can be achieved. Uh-oh. It looks like we've lost our subject. a little. Where are we now? Calm down. I mean, I know this is no time to be telling you to calm down. It's the equivalent of walking up to someone after a severe car accident and saying, calm down, mate. You've only been mangled up. Here we go. Let's get some kind of semblance of record. There we go. Back to the head again. Quite difficult to get the really close-up shots on these. I mean, these are all well and good, but this is only 20 times magnification. It would be nice if I could achieve the full 200 that this microscope is capable of, but they become too difficult to actually focus on there. A nice shot of the head and the antennae. They do have very unusual looking heads, these things. Like a tiny ball on the end of a gigantic body. Very weird. Anyway, that's Microscopy Corner. One for the YouTubers there. Sorry it had to end in such a dark and tragic place, but yeah, that was an unfortunate accident for which I apologise. Okay, so yeah, end of the stream. We've gone to a very dark place. Everything's got a little bit much. Oh, bye YouTubers. Oh.